So in this video, I want to show you why it's very important to have cash flow and assets in your real estate investing business and your ventures of real estate investing. This is why you should not only quick flip, whether it's doing fix and flips or whether it's wholesaling. You should acquire assets so you can get monthly cash flow, and then you build wealth, and then this cash flow is able to pay for your liabilities, whether you want that Lamborghini, whether you want that big multi-million-dollar dream home, and plus on top of that, these monthly cash flow is a amazing way to build wealth, and you can retire without any worries financially. Okay, so here's a property. I just want to show you here how that is not that hard. It's all about numbers. All right. First and foremost, you want to look in your marketplace, know your numbers, and if you're getting loans on these properties, which most people do, get these properties financed, which I'm going to show you the mortgage calculator in a second, how to crunch the numbers. You want to know what the properties are renting for in the area. Simple. All right. So this property that I purchased, I brought this property, it's a 2.5. I brought this property for $45,000. Now I paid for it out of my own pocket when I first purchased it for $45,000. I paid $45,000 cash. However, later on, I did a refi cash out. So eventually, I basically got bank financing and got my $45,000 back. So I have a $45,000 loan on this property. And one quick way to learn how to get your rental comps is put the address in, and all you gotta do is go to this is PropStream, but I'm affiliated with them. Go to AntonioPropertyData.com to get your affiliation with PropStream, and you can punch in the address. You can see quickly that the monthly rent is $11.99, so it's about right at about $1,200 a month, and that's really spot on because that's exactly what I'm getting a month with my rents. Exactly $1,200, so it's $1 short. Okay. But go to AntonioPropertyData.com if you want to get access to this type of platform where you can see details of your property. Okay. You can see right here, I paid $45,000 for it. This is my house right here. I eventually refi cash out, got my 45 back. So going back to the property. All right. So let me show you why it's very important to own cash flow and assets, and why it's so fun, because you can just basically, if you know your numbers, you're kind of almost making money out of thin air, and it's easy. It's easier buying cash flow and assets, obtaining monthly cash flow versus fix and flipping, because it's active income fix and flipping with the buy and hold method. This is where you get to relax more as you start acquiring more assets. So I like to go to rosenwomble.com. So just go to rosenwomble.com, and I like to use their mortgage calculator. So this is the reason why if you want to use a mortgage calculator and punch in some numbers, I like to use mortgage calculator on the Rosenwomble's platform. So I go to mortgage calculator on the buy and drop down, and I like to punch in numbers. All right, as I'm doing this video, we are pretty much at one of the all-time lows as far as interest rates. So we're right around like a 3%, give or take, interest rate, depending on your credit score. Now, if you're using bank financing like I do, I use private money. I love private money, but I use bank financing on some stuff as well. If you're using bank financing, you're going to get some very low interest rates. Okay. Now, with that being said, you also need some good credit. You don't need perfect credit. Usually about 680 or give or take 660 or so, depending on which bank you're working with or which mortgage lender that can help you out. Usually 660 and up can get you in the door with some last 2 years tax returns. And they do a little bit extra to make sure you're qualified. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But I want to show you why you need to buy assets, and the reason is because you get monthly cash flow. All right, so this property here, I paid $45,000 for the property. All right, and as you can see, it automatically populates at a 4% interest rate. Now, I'm just going to keep it there just for worst case scenario, because that's usually the market average, around 4-ish, even though right now it's between 2 and 3%. but for bank financing. So I'm just gonna keep it at 4, just keep it at worst case scenario, even though the interest rates as I speak today are lower than that. So as you can see, $45,000 loan on this property is at $242 a month, but that's without property taxes and insurance. Okay, so if I plug in my taxes, and it's easy to go to, you can easily find out the taxes. All you get to go call your city assessors or easily go to the website. With this, the tax is roughly around $1,200 a month. So I'm just going to divide that by 12, and that's $100 a month for taxes. So now that bumps up my payment from $242 principal interest to $342 for principal interest and taxes. Now I want to add my insurance, because usually when you're getting bank financing is including the PITI, principal interest, taxes, and insurance. And the insurance on this property is about $110 a month. All right. So look at my monthly payment all in, and this is given that I do a 30-year loan. Okay, I could shorten it up, and we could play with that in a minute. But an average bank financing loan is 30 years. All right. So this is a 30-year loan that I'm calculating at 4%. 30-year loan, 4% interest, $45K amount loan at a property tax of $100. And my homeowner's insurance is $110. That gives me a total of $452 a month for my mortgage payment. Now, remember, I'm getting $1,200 a month with my tenant. And in this case, it's a tenant buyer because I slow flipped it. I did a lease option, okay? Where I'm not doing any repairs to the property. So it even makes it more sexier. So let's just calculate my net monthly cash flow just for one measly property, okay? So I'm gonna go to Google. So go to Google right here. And I'm just gonna put in calculator, all right? And what I'm gonna do right now, I'm going to subtract the 452 from the 1,200. So 1,200 is what I'm getting monthly from my tenant, minus 452 all in PITI, principal interest tax insurance payment. This is my net cash flow in the bank, $748 a month. All right, all in PITI, after PITI, and I pay my mortgage payment. But check this out. What if I want to what if I just want to choose a 30-year option just to leave it out there, but I want to just double my payment? All right. So it's just say, because I'm getting $748 a month. All right. If I just let it ride out for 30 years, I'm a type of guy, I want to get this paid off as quickly as possible. All right. I don't want to be in debt for 30 years. Now, some investors ride out the 30-year strategy. They like I call it the debt model. They leverage debt model to get the maximum of cash flow. But I want to get this paid off quickly as possible. So let's say 452 times 2. All right, in this case, because I want to double my payment. 452 times 2. All right, that's 904. So 1,200 minus 904. All right, that's still nearly $300 a month in cash flow. If I'm doubling up my payment, and if I wanted to get this paid off in 15 years. Now let's go ahead and play with the calculator a little bit. All right, let's just put 15 years. All right, that gives me if I chose 15 years, that gives, if I chose it on the actual bank finance, and I told them 15 and not 30, then my monthly payment would be actually $270. All right, $570. But I like to choose 30 and just go ahead and double up on my payment. Anyway, all right. So with that being said, I'm going back to the 15 years. So 15 years, my payment would be $570, meaning that my interest was short. So actually, let me go and recalculate that. So 1,200 minus 570. That gives me, if I actually chose the bank financing for 15 and locked it in at 15 with the bank, I would still net $630 a month. So that's a smart deal. That's a smart deal. In this case, I chose a 30-year loan on this property, and you can see why it's so important to have assets. Now, just times that by 10. All right. So let's just go ahead and get what real loan is. All right. Put that bad boy back to 30. That's 452. So 450, 1200 minus 452. All right. 748. All right, it's just times that by. I'm just going to do a base amount of rentals, not a lot. Let's just do 10 rentals. That's $7,480 a year in cash flow. Okay, that's gross cash flow. That's not including maybe you may have a couple vacancies within. So let's just times that by 10%. All right. So let's take out 748 a year minus that 7480. All right, so 10%. So 7480. All right, minus $748. Just say for some vacancy factors. And usually when you're doing lease options, the vacancy factors are they're lower than traditionally renting out. So that's why I like slow flips. So my cash flow will be around, and this is a projection. In this case, if I had 10 properties averaging up about that amount a year with the 10% vacancy factor, I would net about $6,732 a year in cash flow. All right, this is just not even working. This is just cash flow coming in from my tenants every single month. Now, of course, the more you buy, the more the merrier, the more cash flow. So you have to ask yourself, okay, what's going to make you happy every year for you to be able to retire maybe from your job or retire from your active income, where you can just live off the cash flow to pay for your not assets, but your liabilities. Some people's dreams, aspirations are bigger than others. Some people may be happy with $5,000 a month, and they will live comfortably with $5,000 a month, versus somebody who wants that $5 million home. They want that Lamborghini or that brand spanking new Range Rover, and they want that Tesla as well, and they want to travel every month. So they may need $100,000 a month or $50,000 a month to pay for their liabilities, and on top of that, live comfortably, and then also have a good retirement nest egg. All right. So you ask yourself, and then you take that and you take how much net of the cash flow that you will get per property, and you add those nets until you see how many doors you need to pay for your lifestyle. All right, and you'll be surprised. A lot of people that's watching this, some people can have a decent lifestyle and be happy with 10 base rental properties. All right, so I just want to go and show you this because a lot of people out there that are in the investing world, I see a lot of guys out there. All they're doing is they're doing the active income way, which is amazing. That's a great way. Well, that's all they're doing, and I see they spinning their wheels. They've been doing this for years and years and years, wholesaling or whether it's fix and flipping. You have to reverse engineer a little bit. Just start acquiring assets because it makes life easier, and it slows you up, where you can kind of like look and kind of oversee things a lot better, and a lot more when the opportunities come your way that's outside of the real estate investment business. You have time versus the people that are just moving, busting, trying to get quick check. The cash flow assets allow you to be more sane, should I call it, and you have that monthly cash flow coming in. So with that being said, go out there, buy you a cash flow asset. If you want to use this platform right here, this does 1,000 things more than what I just showed you, as far as showing rental comps, cash buyers and all that. And I'm not trying to upsell you, but you get a 7-day free trial. Just enter propertydata.com. Again, I'm not trying to sell you on that. I just want to show you that cash flow is king. I know people say cash is king, but the cash flow is king because that allows you to work less or at all. All right. And with that being said, go out there, go and buy you a deal. For every 5 properties that you flip, whether it's a wholesale or a fix and flip, all All right, they're still called flips. Every 5 properties you flip, keep one for a cash flow deal, so you can just obtain that residual income. And the tax breaks on buying whole properties are just insane. It's amazing. So with that being said, go out there and buy you a deal, and I'll see you on the other side.